Oh. All right. Hello, good morning. Hi, Penny. How are you? Glad you're here today. For those of you that came last week looking for my scope and I didn't come, I'm sorry. I ended up taking off last week of periscoping. I had other things that came up. Hey, Christy, welcome. Glad you're here. I'm good. I'm good. We were just like bouncing back and forth between homeschool and then this. We were just reading about Samuel Champlain and Quebec. So now that I'm trying to get my boys in the background to be quiet while they make their lunch, I'm going to be in here with my daughter talking about art. So I'm glad you guys came. You are looking at a beautiful piece of art that my daughter made just recently. And we're going to be talking about that soon. So you want to see close up? I'll show you. Get some close-up looks while we give people a chance to get in here if they want to. Wish you could see it in person. It has so much texture. Is it coming through okay for you, or is it blurry? If you can see, like, the flowers are actually 3D. Thanks, Penny. So for those of you that don't know, let me just turn myself around. Hello, close up. For those of you that don't know, I'm Erica Johns from enrichmentstudies.com, and let's see, where's a good way for light? There's no good way for light. I run enrichmentstudies.com. We help homeschool families incorporate more fine arts into their life in a way that's easy and natural. And I try to come every Tuesday and do a Home is Where the Art Is. And so today I'm featuring one of my very favorite artists, my daughter Haley. And there she is. Nope, here she is. Hang on. I just turned and didn't turn to her. And here she is. This is Haley. She is almost 20 years old, and she is a wonderful artist. And let's see, where do you want to begin? You want to tell about your piece?
Sure.
That's here. Let's back around. No. Whoops, sorry. Okay. Here we go. So.
Alrighty, so I started out doing something completely different, which is how I start most of my pieces. So it was.
You know what? If you want to stand this way, because we're getting your shadow from the window. There.
Alright. So I started with something different. I was going to do like a seascape thing with like coral and stuff, so it was flipped the other way. But then I really didn't like that, so I just went blue over the whole entire thing. And I was feeling kind of like frustrated, like what am I going to do? Because I hadn't done art in a while. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do some splatter stuff because that's always like really fun. So I went in with the black paint first, and I just kind of stood over top of it and like just squeezed the bottle and made all these different shapes. And so some of them are circles and some of them are more like whatever you want to call that shape.
Like a teardrop shape or something.
Yeah. And then I did the gold.
So you did that straight out of the bottle. Just bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yep.
Cool.
And so, yeah, with the gold it was more like, kind of like you just like go like this with the bottle and shake it. And then I was like, well, this needs more color or something else to kind of like really contrast or something. And so I drew one of these little flowers and I was like, you know what, I like that. I think I'm gonna do more of those. So all I did was like draw them out on paper in these 3 different colors, and then I cut them out and I used Mod Podge and just put them on there and then put some over it to give it like a glossy look. And yeah, I just made sure they were placed well a few times and then just put them on there. And then I was done. Felt very successful to me.
It was very successful. I love it. People are saying that's so cool, and they're giving you lots of hearts about it.
Thank you.
And that was really recent, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just like a week ago or something.
Yeah. Cool. Well, the other thing that we're going to show today that's really fun and one of my favorite things in our house is this dresser. And let's see. Am I going to mess things up if I... Tell me, you guys, did this go okay when I turned to landscape? Did it work all right? I want to show you Haley's dresser. We got this like nothing special dresser like from a yard sale or something, probably who knows how many years ago. And she and a friend had painted it with like some spare paint that we had, just like that background salmon color that it is. But then one day Haley got inspired to paint a drawer, right?
Yeah, I started with this drawer.
You lost part of the picture, Penny? Let's see. Let me turn back. Is this better? Tell me if this is working. Are you with me now? Does that work? Sorry, still learning so many things. Yes, okay, so we'll just go from this. So which drawer are you going to talk about?
Alright, so I started with this one. It's inspired by Vincent van Gogh, Starry Night. And I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going to paint on this drawer. And so I just like went for it. And this is a lot of just like stippling motions of like different colors. And I don't know, that's what it is.
And it was so delightful when I come in her room one day and I see we've got Haley's version of Starry Night going on her dresser. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. I love it. And and then, of course, we couldn't leave all the rest of the drawers empty, could we? What one do you want to show next?
I did this one next, which is also inspired by Vincent van Gogh, The Skull. And I added in some flowers, and I tried to like incorporate the little, like the knobs, try to make them part of the pictures. And I added in some other little flowers here. So just kind of mimicking some of his artwork, but putting my own twist on it.
Yeah. Cool. Alright, what next do you want to tell us about?
After that, I did this one, which is a wolf in the woods.
Painted while they were in dresser. Tell me what you mean, Penny. Go ahead, tell about the wolf, Haley.
Okay, and so one of my friends really
Hi,
liked
Annie.
wolves, kind of like one of his main animals.
Uh-huh.
So I decided that I wanted to paint one. So I looked up an image and I sketched it out beforehand, and then I used several different shades of gray and white and some yellow, and then the background green helped as well. And then I added in the background, which you're supposed to do first, but I never do that. So
You never do that. You add your backgrounds in last?
yeah, most of the time that's how it happens.
Were the drawers in the dresser when you were painting them? Yeah, you kept those just all together, didn't you? You just...
Yeah, for the most part. Sometimes I did take them out if it was like something I needed to be more close up to. Or with the bottom drawers, it was a little bit easier to pull them out. But
Oh, right, because
yeah.
they're so low to the ground. So some of them stayed if they were a good height and she could work on them, and some of them came out. So that was the wolf. Then what?
and then this one,
This one? Oh, this one.
that one. Just space scene, kind of inspired by my marching band show Cosmic, my freshman year, my favorite year of marching band. So I just went in with a bunch of different colors and made a little space scene.
And that brings up a good question. How old were you when you did most of these paintings?
I think I was 16 or 17.
Yeah, oh, yes, Annie, we will back up too. Let's see. Here's half. Tell me if that's working for you, Annie, to see that half. And then here's the other half. They love that. All right. And then which one do you want to tell about?
Well,
The beach?
I did some work on this one. I did that half, and I was kind of like, I'm not sure if I like that. So I switched over and started on this one, which is a little beach scene. Not very realistic, just kind of
Just happy and fun.
And I added in some little stuff like there's a bucket and a shovel, a kite, some dolphins, a bird.
Oh, I don't even know if I've ever noticed the dolphins because they're way down there.
So just kind of like little
So cute.
special things I added in there.
like a little Where's Waldo or something. Cool.
And then I went back over. I was doing...
Miss Annie says she would buy something like that.
Oh, thanks.
How much, Annie? Just kidding. We don't want to part with it.
I was doing some, like, research on realistic hearts and stuff. Because I had drawn one for one of my band friends. And also my dad was going through a heart thing. So I painted a realistic heart that kind of looks like you stamped it. That's what I was going for. So, yeah. I tried to make it more, I'm not sure what the word is for that, but
it almost looks like a really,
there's a type of art.
Graphic art sort of vibe to it or something.
Like, almost like a sticker.
Okay.
It's like, or like the Obama posters.
Oh, yeah, that looks sort of Warhol-ish, like a pop art kind of a thing.
And then I just went through in the back to kind of like emphasize it with some other colors.
Penny says she likes how you incorporated the knob into the picture.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Then what?
Let's see. I want to say I did this one next. And it is
Closer.
a stormy ocean scene with a boat.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And then what?
This one. And this is half rain, half sunshine.
Oh.
It's green, blue, red, yellow. Just clouds and stuff. And these little poppies.
I was just going to say poppies. Yeah. So cute. Then what?
This one, I think.
This one next.
This is a lighthouse on the ocean with a little house here, the beach, the water. And I went through and did several different shades of green and lots of stippling and mixing the colors to give it more like this is up here and this is down here and this is a shadow. And
yeah, you did a really good job on that too. I don't know how close we can get it. Obviously, this would be even awesomer if you were here in person, you guys. And then the last one?
This one. And this is a mashup of a bunch of different album covers from my favorite band at the time, Sleeping with Sirens. And so, Let's Cheers to This is one of them. This came from another one. So Car from one has a little peace sign in it. And little lights, balloons.
Is this like somebody died?
I can't remember. It was just part of
It was just part of the album cover.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure why.
Cool. Let me back up for people that are just getting here so you can see. We're looking at this dresser that my daughter painted when she was around 16 years old. I'm a big believer in getting stuff that your kids can mess up. Fine furniture might be really hard for you to let your kids paint on, but yard sale furniture is really not hard to let your kids paint on, and in fact it improves it greatly. Haley is almost 20 now. They're asking how old you are. So do you want to tell any more about your freedom to doodle or your process as an artist?
Well, I never felt like I couldn't.
Want to come around in front of here and share with us?
I never felt like I couldn't doodle or make art because my parents were always super supportive of that. So I'm pretty sure I didn't even ask to paint my dresser.
Oh no.
Because I had already painted it, the pink and everything, so it was already mine, so I just felt very comfortable to just go for it. And that's what I did.
Penny wants to know, did you prime before you painted?
No, I do not prime, I do not plan, I do not sketch very much at all. I just kind of do it, and that's why my backgrounds end up going in last.
Oh, okay.
So, Yeah, I just did this right, like this dresser drawer was blue, and like you can still see some of the blue through it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, Annie says, keep it, it's beautiful. Yeah, we'll never paint over this or get rid of this. We love this. It's such a great, great piece and a great reminder of that time in your life. And it's really, like, I love it. It's good. I mean, it's not just good because you're my kid, and it's not just good for kid art. Like, it's just really, it's really good. I like it that, like, there's so many different things on it, but it all works together, you know, as one bigger piece. It's cool. Yeah. Haley also used to paint on the walls.
Yeah. I did some doodling, like, over by my dresser, like, of just, like, little, like, swirlies and stuff, and it's painted over now, but it was up for a very long time.
Yeah. Sometimes I'd come in and there'd be, like next to her closet door, there was it like a little mouse or a cat or something that she had, like, peeking out from the door frame.
Yeah,
and
right.
It was fun because every now and then we'd come in here and you'd look around and you'd see some cute little thing on the wall that you did.
Yeah. And, like, my mirror, I, like, doodled stuff on my mirror, and...
Yeah.
Oh, and also, I did this box.
Oh, yes. Show the box.
This is a Tom's box that I painted on, and it's, like, the opposite of what you would think the outside is. So it's like all the clouds in the sky, they're like contained.
Ah.
And then everything else is just white or black.
Yeah.
So, you know, deep stuff, big dreams. And then there's a dog. And he's like looking up at the moon.
Yeah. Cute.
And then there's this one with the ice cream cone.
Mm-hmm.
Dripping.
So did you find that cloud paper someplace and you cut it out?
No, I did this.
Oh, you painted each and every one of those cloud things?
Yep. I painted all of those.
Wow. I wish I could say she got all her artistic awesomeness from me, but she didn't. She got all the rest of her awesomeness from me.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any other questions for Haley as far as, like, art for kids, ways to encourage creativity? Do you have any advice for parents maybe that want to encourage their kids? No, Haley doesn't scope at this point, except when she's kind enough to be my guest. We have a different, another Home is Where the Art Is that you can look up, where we showed a piece of art in the living room, an octopus piece that Haley did. So you can see her there too. But any advice?
As far as advice for kids, like, I wouldn't press a certain style on them. I would encourage them to do whatever they want and to be very, like, emotional about their art and not just be like, I'm gonna draw this because it looks like this person's. Because I found that, like, trying to mimic some artists that I'm like, wow, like, I'm terrible at art because, like, they have a different way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to, like, find your own style because that's what's gonna be, like, most rewarding for them.
Mm-hmm.
So just, like, anything they want to do. And obviously, you know, you want to, like, teach them, like, the color wheel is a very good thing so that they understand, like, how to, like, mix colors and make new colors, because my art teacher, Miss Long, told me that you should always make your own color, that you should never use it just straight out of the bottle. So it's very important to teach them that, like, you know, white makes it lighter, black makes it darker, that, like, these colors go together, these ones complement each colors, these ones will pop, so that they can just kind of, like, go at it and know they can just do whatever they want.
Cool. Cool. And I would say, let your kids doodle on the furniture and on the walls. Maybe not all the walls, but, like, in their own space, for sure.
Yeah. And I think some paint is pretty easy to remove off the walls, so
yeah,
it's, like, not a big deal.
Well, and when it came time to, like, repaint this room, it was no problem at all. It wasn't like we needed anything special to paint over it. Yeah, it was sad that we painted over it, but at least we have the dresser still. That's good. All right, can you let's see. Okay, so Christy was saying that her daughter gets frustrated. She's a perfectionist and her stuff doesn't look perfect. Do you ever feel like that, and how do you allow yourself to be frustrated but keep going? That's a great question.
Okay, for instance, with this top painting here, where I started with something completely different, that really frustrated me because I like did not like it at all. I thought it was terrible. So you just gotta paint over whatever you've already done. And you just gotta be like, nope, not doing it. Like, you really just have to stop whenever you're happy. So, I don't know. I'm not like a perfectionist, I guess, in like the way it looks. But like if it doesn't make me feel a certain way, it's not good enough. And I just don't like it.
You know it when you see it.
Yeah.
That you've gotten that point.
So I would just encourage to just keep on redoing it as many times, and if you don't like it, then maybe you're drawing inspiration from like the wrong place. And you're not actually drawing or painting what you want to do. So like I tried really hard to make that a seascape, but didn't work out. So, and now it's this, which is completely different and nowhere near that.
Now, you have a couple pieces you're working on right now, right? That like, you don't have to show them, but just like, it seems like sometimes you try on a thing and then like you get to a stopping point and you set it aside for a while and you think like, I don't really know what to do with this yet. It's not working.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of my stuff, I'll like, well, yeah, can we show the deer one? Because that's actually a really good example
You can show anything you want to show. Hold, please.
Of stopping and starting. And
yeah.
whatever.
Tell about that. Let's see. I might have to back up them.
With this painting, I started off with this little fawn because I was looking at fawns, thinking of like some different designs for things. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to paint one on this humongous canvas.
Yes.
So I did, and I really liked it to the point where I was like, I can't touch this anymore. Like, I can't do anything else. It's not done, but I can't do anything to it. And so I was like, oh, I'll do some trees. So I did some trees, but I don't have a background. Yeah. And I just can't. I'm just like, I'm at a standstill of like,
So you actually don't feel like this is finished, but you don't feel like you can add to it?
Yes, right now. But like eventually, I'll be like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. Okay. And I'll just like start doing it, and then it'll turn into something later. But like right now, it's just in the phase where it just has to sit.
Yeah.
And it's been sitting for like a really long time, like 7 months. So. Yeah,
at least. Because didn't you do that last, this lady suggesting greenery? Perhaps you need some greenery in the back. That's a good idea. Yeah, I like it that you give yourself permission to just sort of like let that percolate and come back to it later.
Yeah.
I would like some life in its eyes. It's dead eyes.
I'm just...
Annie's also suggesting perhaps mountains.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Maybe you can have little woodland friends peeking out of that tree. I know, you don't really want...
Little... Yeah.
Yeah, like a little raccoon family or something.
Yeah, that might actually help to add some stuff in like that. Maybe like over here.
We'll see. Maybe like next week you'd be like, you guys inspired me and now I've finished my fawn piece.
Let's paint together.
Well, that might be fun. We could do a scope like that. All right. Any other questions? Thanks, Haley.
Not a problem.
All right. While we're talking about art, I wanted to tell you guys I have a new set of fine art pages available. An owl in the tree is another suggestion. If you go to enrichmentstudies.com and you join our free subscriber perks membership, you can get this month our free Visions of Love fine art pages. Here's one of them. They're all different pictures that feature love in different ways. This one's called The Love Letter. Your daughter sat inside the hole of a tree on Sunday. I hope she was not visited by any animals. And there's this one, Patty's Valentine. Isn't he cute? So there's more than just those, but that's what we've got in there. So anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed this. Thanks for coming today. It would make a cute picture. Tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Time, I'm going to be on talking about why Black history should matter to homeschoolers, and I hope that you'll join me because I think that'll be a really good talk and one that needs to happen. So Have a great day, and next week we'll be back, I assume, with more Home is Where the Art Is. Bye.